Alright, this one's called Ninth St. James businessman held in $226 million cocaine bust. Days after a major operation which 8 St. James men were arrested for their suspected involvement in the international drug syndicate, another man has been nabbed as cops made a $26 million cocaine seizure on the weekend. Reports at approximately 11 p.m. on Saturday, narcotics police intercepted a Zuzu motor truck which was being driven by the unnamed businessman, which basically means he's been protected, of course, along a section of Salem Main Road in St. Anne. During a search of the vehicle, 45 pounds of cocaine was reportedly found in 19 parcels. The police also seized a licensed firearm and several rounds of ammo, along with 86,000 Jamaican and 1,400 US. On Sunday, the lawman took the businessman, who they're not going to name for legal reasons, to his home in Orange St. James, where they confiscated an additional 45 9mm cartridge, 3 high-end vehicles, and cash amounted to 750,000 Jamaican. Other items they believe can assist their investigations were also seized. Alright, and quote unquote, based on our preliminary investigations, we believe that we found enough evidence to link this businessman to an operation that was carried out in Catherine Mount St. James, where we arrested 8 men, a police source told the Gleaner. Those men who have reason to believe are linked to the three St. James police officers who were recently arrested and charged in the U.S. Yeah, and I just did a recording on that I think last week. In the Operation Catherine Mount last Wednesday, which also took the police to several properties across the parish, 8 men were taken in custody and documents, a licensed firearm, and high-end vehicle seized. That operation was led by the members of the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Unit, along with the U.S. DEA, and now with the U.S. DEA and DEA, the police and the military. Quote unquote, the target was drug kingpins and lottery scammers operating under names the 050505, I don't know, the 05 crew, I'll just call it that, and Marvin Network. Yeah, that's an interesting name for a criminal syndicate. A lawman told Gleaner. Quote unquote, while I laid charges against these men, we're satisfied as we found the persons who we wanted. That's just meaning that some of the people that they caught most likely snitched out this businessman. I've been up the drug radar for quite some time. St. James rolled back in the spotlight late last month. Where 3 St. James-based cops were arrested in the U.S., which I just covered. Alright. And I think the officers who are named Woman Constable Shermaine Latoya Gooden, Constable Dramar Graham, Constable Trevon Davidson, who are still in custody in the U.S. Based on affidavit released by the U.S. authorities, Gooden has waived her Miranda rights and has been providing full cooperation. So it means that she's basically been singing like Chevelle Franklin, alright, because she's just giving out information. And that's the end of the article. So it's nothing new, because it's just basically unnamed businessman, which they're not releasing his name because he's being protected, was linked to all these other people that have been arrested so far. And it's very obvious that somebody gave him up. Like someone in custody just gave this guy up, and this is obvious how the police were able to intercept this guy and catch him with all this stuff, because they know that, and I'm sure the businessman has figured out that somebody snitched him out. No, what will happen now? The question is what's going to happen is this businessman going to be named and be charged, or are they just going to be bury this and just make sure that he gets off, or even if he gets some kind of charge that he's going to be a reduced sentence? So, because more likely he'll probably just snitch some people out just to save himself. So and so on. So, and the thing is, overall, this is just basically like the plot for a TV show or movie. And you've seen a lot of this on these dramas and movies like NCIS, CSI, Law and Order, NYPD Blue, you name it. Like, and the thing is, like, a lot of these Hollywood writers and producers, I'm sure they're going to start reading a lot of Jamaican news, because there's a goldmine in story material when you read some of the stories that come out to Jamaica and so on. So, but this is basically going to go into stories that's too good to be true, because this is the plot for a TV show or movie, obviously. So that's pretty much obviously. So, and the thing is, more stuff is going to come out, obviously. So I'll be definitely be keeping track of when the next chapter in this sordid story comes out. So this is for State of Jamaica and the Caribbean. Check out my YouTube pages, Miles Goodson Farron. Miles Productions and Real Thoughts of Miles. Okay.